Knicks family, what's poppin'? It's your boy. And we just seen the Knicks get destroyed by the San Antonio Spurs. And man, for a team that's supposed to be trying to change their culture and the way that people look at them league-wide, nationwide, these type of performances just don't help. Let's break down the game, ladies and gentlemen. Right from the beginning of the game, the Knicks, they weren't ready. They weren't prepared. As you see, LaMarcus Aldridge going to go ahead and take Taj Gibson down in the post, and then he's going to find Podol under the basket for an easy bucket that quick. And then here you go, DeMar DeRozan takes R.J. Barrett in the post. Nice up and under move under the basket, lays it in. Already San Antonio up 5-0 as DeMar DeRozan got fouled and hit the free throw. Once again, DeMar DeRozan over Marcus Morris with the fadeaway. 7-0, but now it's 9-6. Knicks finally got on the board. Podol under the basket, lays it in. And already the Knicks looking bad as you see Rudy Gay gets the post up over R.J. Barrett. Fadeaway, knocks it in. Baltimore native Rudy Gay, right around my area, ladies and gentlemen. That's where this kid is from. And you see, bam. San Antonio Spurs knocked it down from three. They shot about 53% from three from over the Knicks tonight. The Knicks, once again, having a hard time defending the three-point shot. As you see, Frank Ntilikina played some good defense and laid it in. Frank Ntilikina had 6 steals tonight. LaMarcus Aldridge, I never liked LaMarcus Aldridge. Just never did. I never thought his game was what everyone said it was. But it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? As the Spurs knocked down another 3, and, the Knicks were terrible defending the three-point range. They were not good defending LaMarcus Aldridge or Rudy Gay or LaMarcus Aldridge either. As you see, Bellinelli, once again, they find the Aussie, and he knocks it down. Patty Mills knocks it down. Patty Mills was hot from 3 as well. 26-9. San Antonio putting it on the Knicks. And here you go. In the post to Podol, again, for the easy layup. The Knicks playing Swiss cheese defense from the beginning, ladies and gentlemen. And it's not what you wanted to see in what is supposed to be a homestand for the New York Knicks. It's not what you want to see. Not what we're supposed to see. Not what we're supposed to see. A team coming into the Garden on an 8-game losing streak off of a back-to-back, laying it to the Knicks like no tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. That's not what's supposed to happen, but that's what happened because the Knicks struggle winning at home. We don't know why, but for whatever reason, the Knicks cannot win at home. As you see, the Spurs continue to grow their lead. They're leading 32-16, top of the second quarter, the beginning of the second quarter. Bobby Portis, he launches it. He knocks it down. You all seen the game. You know what's going to happen. DeMar DeRozan, a couple of little moves here. He knocks it down from mid-range, from the free throw line. DeMar DeRozan played well. One of the only guys in the league that hasn't hit a 3 in the NBA this season. DeMar DeRozan had 21 points. He shot 57% from the field. Patty Mills knocks down another 3. The Knicks down 37-21. Dennis Smith Jr., he's in the game. He finds Bobby Portis for the dunk. Bobby Portis on the night. Bobby Portis had 16 points. He shot 54% from the field. DeMar DeRozan with the dunk. And I just told you DeMar DeRozan's stats and what he was doing. The San Antonio Spurs were running circles around the Knicks. Mitchell Robinson gets the block from the three-point line. But still, San Antonio was running circles around the Knicks in the first half. 45-27 as you see San Antonio on the break. They pull up another 3 and knock it down. San Antonio tonight, ladies and gentlemen, they were 53.3% from the 52.2% from the three-point line. They were 53.3% from just regular field goals tonight. 57-37, San Antonio was up. in the end of the third quarter, 60-37, the end of the second quarter, that is. San Antonio's up. You see Julius Randle grab the rebound and put it back in, try to help the Knicks close the gap to make it 60-39. San Antonio, once again, they're on the move right down the lane. LaMarcus Aldridge with the dunk. Things are just too easy. Too easy. San Antonio had it too easy. Again, a team that came into Madison Square Garden as R.J. Barrett flushes it as he takes it baseline. Came into Madison Square Garden on an 8-game losing streak on the second half of a back-to-back. LaMarcus Aldridge, it didn't matter. He knocks that one down anyway. 64-41 San Antonio. Almost 70 points in the first half, ladies and gentlemen. Frank Ntilikina played well tonight. He found Julius Randle. Frank Ntilikina had 9 points. Also had 7 assists, 6 steals. Patty Mills, he pulls up from the top of the key, knocks it down. And the Knicks were just Swiss cheese D. And here you go, the beginning of the third quarter. Once again, transition defense. San Antonio up 70-43, up by 27 points. But the Knicks weren't going to die. They weren't going to die. Julius Randle, he knocks a little fadeaway to make it 70-45. Right, the Knicks tried to scrap, but you know how the Knicks do with the fake comebacks. Frank Ntilikina gets the steal. But on that play, he actually found Julius Randle, but Julius Randle double pumped and missed. All right, Marcus Morris, he gets a steal. He's on the break. You see the Knicks getting steals, but they can't score. 70-45. San Antonio is still up as LaMarcus Aldridge hits a three to go up 28 points, 73-45. The Knicks wouldn't die. They tried to stay in it. Marcus Morris knocks down the three. Was looking for the 4-point play, but it wasn't happening. Dennis Smith Jr., bumbling, finds R.J. Barrett for the dunk. The Knicks trying to close the gap. It's now 73-50. 78-55 on this play here. You see Dennis Smith Jr. gets the loose ball, puts it in, and the foul. The Knicks make it 78-59. It's now a 19-point game. The Knicks trying to close the gap just a little bit. San Antonio goes in and says it's not going to happen. They get the bucket. It's 82-62 as Wayne Ellington entered the game. He knocks down the three to make it 82-65. And the Knicks trying to claw, they're trying to scratch, trying to find their way back into the game. Bobby Portis finds Mitch Robinson for the dunk. Mitch Robinson on the night had 6 points. And you see Bobby Portis. Bobby Portis again had 16 points. He shot 66.7% from three, 4 for 6 from the three-point line. Frank Ntilikina with a rare dunk off of a steal. And the Knicks are climbing back in the game, folks. It's 89-73. Wayne Ellington, crazy, whatever he was trying to do. The Knicks turned the ball over, 89-73 San Antonio, and bam, down the lane. San Antonio was not, they're not just going to let you come back. You know that. They wasn't going to, even though they kind of garbage this season, they wasn't going to let you come back when they felt that they had this win in their grasp. Wayne Ellington knocks down the three to make it 91-76. Lonnie Walker, he kicks it out to Patty Mills. Bang, knocks it down. The Aussie wasn't having it. He was knocking it down from three tonight. The Knicks get another steal. Frank Ntilikina advances, but again, they can't finish it. 94-76. And you see, offensive rebounds by Lyles. And San Antonio brings it back to a 20-point lead. It's now 98-79, top of the fourth. Marcus Morris, bang, he knocks it down to make it 98-82, 16-point lead. Now it's 101-84, 17-point lead. Damian Dotson goes into the lane. He lays it in. Damian Dotson tonight played 16 minutes. He had 4 points. San Antonio wasn't just going to let the Knicks come back. It's now 105-92, but the Knicks keep fighting. R.J. Barrett finds Frank Ntilikina to Marcus Morris. Marcus Morris pulls up from three, knocks it down. Marcus Morris had 20 points on the night. He shot 7 for 14 from the field. 106-98. DeMar DeRozan takes it down the lane, and it was just too little too late for the Knicks, ladies and gentlemen. They did the little fake comeback thing like they do, but it was just too little too late. The Knicks let the San Antonio Spurs run out to a 90-point lead, a 28-point lead And then, of course, they try to make a comeback, but it wasn't to be. It wasn't to happen. You gave up a 28-point lead. You're going to try to come back. It's not going to happen, man. Poor display of basketball by the New York Knicks tonight. That's all I can say. Poor display of basketball. Poor display. After playing the Philadelphia 76ers the way that they did, they fought them. They took a 17-point lead. And it looked like, okay, they took a 17-point lead and you felt good. Even though they lost, it felt like, all right, these guys want to play some basketball. They want to try to get some wins. They want to try to do something. They're going to fight. Then they come back and they have a performance like this. Terrible, terrible performance like this. Yeah. It's upsetting and it's disappointing. Upsetting and disappointing. There's not much, there's really not that much to say about this game. We'll take a look at all of the stats behind the game. We'll do that. There's not a lot to say about this game, ladies and gentlemen. Not a lot to say about this game. Give me a call, 516-405-2246. I want to hear your thoughts on the game. All right. As soon as some people get into the video chat, we'll jump into the video chat. I do want to make one announcement. I am at the end of this show. This is going to be a short show. It's going to be about an hour long because I got to get up early in the morning and take a 3.5 hour drive to do a college visit with my daughter. So it's going to be a short show. All right, it's going to be a short show tonight. At the end of the show, I'm going to do a game preview. I'm going to do the game preview of the Nets and the Knicks. The Nets, the Brooklyn Nets, and the New York Knicks play tomorrow night at Madison Square Garden at 6 p.m. So we're going to go ahead and do a game preview of that tonight. We're going to do a game preview of that tonight. But I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, it's disappointing. It's frustrating, to continuously watch the Knicks perform in this manner. You want to root for them so hard because you want these guys to win, but they continuously have these type of performances. And, there's just no excuse for it. There's just no excuse for the Knicks to have these type of performances. If you lose, you lose. I get it. I understand that. You're going to lose. Everybody's going to lose. You lose, you lose. But you don't got to lose. You don't got to look like this. You don't got to look like this. It's not the way to do it. It's not the way that it happens. The New York Knicks destroyed. Even though the score looks better than that, they were destroyed by the San Antonio Spurs. The Knicks lost 111-104. But that's really not that's really not the story, ladies and gentlemen. It's really not the story. The Knicks were blown out. The Knicks were destroyed. The Knicks looked terrible. They looked bad. So don't let the score fool you and make you think that it was a close game. All right? Anybody who's just joining in and did not get to see the game, don't let the score make you believe that the Knicks actually played well. Because they did not. They played terrible. Let's take a moment, look at some of the matchup information. And excuse me, I'm still a little bit sick. I'm recovering, getting better day by day, but, still a little bit sick. Every once in a while, I still get a little, a few things caught on my throat because I'm still kind of sick. I just came off of having a basketball tournament myself. And my girls, we played well this weekend. We went 1-1 on the weekend. We took a 7-point loss. We had the lead at halftime. We had a bad third quarter. We took a 7-point loss. And then, we came back and we had a game today and we won the game today. I think we won by 7 or 8 points, something like that. So, I'm basically just getting home from that tournament, ladies and gentlemen. I did see the game, but I'm just getting home from that tournament. Excuse me. Let's go ahead and look at the box scores of this game right here. As you can see, the Knicks never held a lead in this game. The San Antonio Spurs held a lead of 28 points. The Knicks never led. First quarter, the Knicks were taken out 32-16. They lost the second quarter 36-27. The Knicks actually won that third quarter, though, 28-21. They won the fourth quarter 33-22. As they tried to push and they tried to come back, but it just wasn't going to be for the New York Knicks. The Knicks never led in this game. The longest run was 10, and maybe that was by the Knicks. You see the final team stats? The Knicks only had 37 rebounds tonight. That's not going to get it, folks. It's just not going to get it. 37 rebounds. Come on, that's ridiculous. The Knicks had 37 rebounds. They did have 30 assists. Why? Because the San Antonio Spurs defense is putrid. It's terrible. That's why the Knicks were able to have 30 assists. The Knicks had 12 steals, 3 blocks, and only 11 turnovers. But again, the Knicks only shot 43% from the field. They shot 37.5% from 3 and 60% from the free throw line. They only went to the free throw line 15 times. San Antonio Spurs, they shot 53.3% from the field. They shot 52.2% from the three-point line and 67.9% from the free throw line. You know, that was the Knicks tonight, ladies and gentlemen. That was the Knicks tonight. You can see the final score. See the final score over here. Right there, you can see the final score. Not a good night for the Knicks. Not a good night for Knicks fans. You know, check out the box scores. See what guys did. LaMarcus Aldridge, ladies and gentlemen. LaMarcus Aldridge had 23 points, 6 rebounds. DeMar DeRozan had 21 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists. Jacob Poeltl, he had 11 points, 10 rebounds. Bryn Forbes, he had 9 points. I'm sorry, he had 0 points. Looked like a 9 to me for a second. Derek White, he had 8 points, 5 assists, 4 rebounds. Bellinelli, he had 8 points. Patty Mills had 17 points. He was 5 for 5 on the three-point line. DeMar Carroll had 2 points. Rudy Gay had 7 points. Trey Lyles, he had 12 points. Take a look at what the Knicks did on the night. None of this is impressive to me anyway by the Knicks because we lost, so none of it's impressive. Marcus Morris, he had 20 points on 7 for 14, shooting 7 rebounds. Julius Randle, another putrid game, bad game. He had 14 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, 4 turnovers for Julius Randle. Taj Gibson, he only played 10 minutes. He had 0 points, 3 rebounds. R.J. Barrett, he had 13 points, 6 for 11 from the field, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. Frank Ntilikina, and I said 7 assists earlier. He actually had 9 assists. My bad. Frank Ntilikina, he had 9 points, 3 for 9 from the field, 1 for 4 from 3. He had 3 rebounds, 9 assists, and he had 6 steals on the night. Frank Ntilikina was playing some defense, man. Damian Dotson, he had 4 points. Mitchell Robinson, he had 6 points, 4 rebounds. Bobby Portis had 16 points. Dennis Smith Jr. had 7 points, 4 assists. Kevin Knox is not playing well, ladies and gentlemen. He's struggling. Kevin Knox had 2 points. He only played 8 minutes. And he continues to fall down the depth chart. A lot of it is because of his defense. Falling down the depth chart. That's not a good look for Kevin Knox. Really isn't. Wayne Ellington played 21 minutes. He had 13 points. Hit a couple of threes to try to get us back in the game. Of course, Iggy didn't play and Alonzo Trier didn't play. Give me a call, ladies and gentlemen. 516-405-2246. I want to hear your thoughts on this game. I know you're upset. I'm upset, but I want to hear your thoughts, man. I want to hear what you're thinking. I don't have a lot of time tonight. Don't have a whole lot of time tonight, so if you're going to call in, you better get them calls in now before I get up out this kid. You know what I'm saying? The Knicks blown out by the San Antonio Spurs. Destroyed by the San Antonio Spurs. Don't let the score fool you. Don't let the score fool you. And tomorrow night, the Knicks play the Brooklyn Nets at home. And while you may think it's going to be an easier game because Kyrie Irving is not there, you might be disappointed in that, ladies and gentlemen. You might be disappointed. We're going to talk about that a little bit later on. You might be disappointed in that because the Nets are actually playing very well in the 4 games that Kyrie Irving has been out. Well, we'll take a look at that. Give me a call. 516-405-2246. Let's talk about this. Call it. You're on live with Nothing But Knicks. What's poppin'?
Yo, Sim, how's it going, bro? How's everything, man?
I'm doing as well as I could do, right now with, feeling sick and all that kind of stuff, man. But I'm good.
Yeah. I hope you feel better soon, though, man.
I appreciate that, brother. I
I
appreciate
know watching the Knicks probably won't help things, but,
Well, I mean, at least I could sit back and just chill for a minute. I didn't get overly excited about the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because they were getting blown out, so I didn't get overly excited. So I just sat back and chilled and watched the game. Nodded off a couple times.
I knew they weren't going to come through and they always do that. They always tease you and they go to the crowd. It just shows how crazy Knicks fans are. They're going nuts. Like, I was, I wasn't even excited. I was like, I know they're not going to come all the way back.
Yeah, man. It's that fake comeback stuff.
They just have to get down to come back. I don't get it, man.
It's that fake
crazy.
Comeback stuff. You know what I mean? That's what they do. It's that fake comeback stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Have a fake comeback, make it look like they did something.
About was, this Kevin Knox kid, man. This is a top 10 pick. He's getting benched for Wayne Ellington. He's lost, man. What do we do with him?
We gotta help this guy play some defense, man. We gotta help this guy play some defense. That's really all we can do with him is we gotta find a way to get him to play defense.
He's honestly one of the worst defensive players. I've been watching basketball for like 20 years. He's one of the worst defensive players I've seen, man. It's rough. Whenever he comes in the game, teams go at him because they know, he can't. I don't even know what his position is. I think he should be a 4, but we have so many power forwards, Well,
I tend to think that that's going to be his natural position as he, moves on in the league and all that kind of stuff. I think he'll be a 4, as he gets older, stronger, and bigger. But if he's going to be anything in the league, he's got to start playing defense. If he's not going to play defense, he's not going to be anything in the league.
It's unbelievably bad how bad his defense is, man.
If he's not going to play defense, he's not going to be anything.
But to be on the floor, he's got to be scoring over 20 a game with that defense he's playing out there. You know what I mean?
Right.
I know there's a lot of bad defenders, Doncic, Harden, but those guys are dropping 30 and 12 assists a game. They're allowed to have their latches on defense. Not Kevin Knox.
Yeah, I agree with you. Kevin Knox isn't allowed to have any lapses on defense.
To me, when you draft miss that bad, obviously he's still young. He could get. I don't see it, but when you draft a kid at top 10 and he's what Kevin Knox is right now, that sets your franchise back a few years. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
that's the bad miss. You never know what could happen in a few years from now, but we could have had Gilgeous-Alexander. It's just it's rough.
You're right. You could have had those guys. You could say that about any time in the draft. We could have had this guy. We could have had that guy. When this guy or that guy starts to play better or starts to do this or starts to do that. You could have said, we drafted, so-and-so was drafted 38th and, he's turning into a really good player. And you drafted this guy at 9th and, we could have had so-and-so at 38th. It happens like that. It happens like that. You can't really base it on what somebody else is doing because you don't know, what their situation is in that particular organization and how the coaching is and all that kind of stuff. We can really only look at what we're doing with Kevin Knox and what Kevin Knox is doing. You know what I'm saying? He's in his second year. He's in his second year.
Did you send him to the G League? Maybe bring up Wooten or something or what?
Yeah. I don't think you sent him to the G League.
You don't think so?
Nah, I don't think that.
You can tell Fizz doesn't, is kind of tired. He's just lazy too, man. When you watch him out there, sometimes it looks like he's in another world. I don't know going through
that.
Emotions.
Yeah, I don't know that sending him to the G League is going to change his. It's not that he cannot play defense. A lot of it is not knowing the he doesn't cut off the baseline. Rotations, not good at rotations. Got to move his feet better. Not unless you know what, I'll say this. I don't know what they do with G League practices and all of that. If they're doing a lot of development, like actually teaching there, then maybe that's something you do. Maybe they have more practices than they have in the NBA. I'm not exactly sure what their schedule is like. I know what their game schedule is like, but I don't know what their practice schedule is like. I'm not sure if that's if I don't know. I mean, maybe you do.
I mean,
maybe
just rough. I feel like every time he's out there, he's losing more and more confidence. Like he's getting worse. I feel like like with Frank, you see his growth. He's getting better and better. I feel. At least to me, I'm so sure you feel the same way. When I watch Knox, I feel like he's getting worse every time.
Well,
he's on
Frank's
the floor
also
right
been
now.
in the league. This is how. I mean, what year is this for Frank? Third year.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, he's he has had a little bit more time in the league to mature. Everyone was saying the same thing about Frank last year.
Yeah, it's
on
true,
the offensive side,
but
right?
we saw signs, at least even when he was struggling. He's still not a great offensive player, but his defense was always there. I mean,
well, yeah, his defense was always there.
He's got to be scoring a lot of points with that kind of defense he's playing.
I feel you.
I mean, he's a big liability out there, man.
I feel you on that. His defense was always there. Yeah, I feel you. Hey, my man, I appreciate the call, man. I appreciate the call. I'm gonna let you go ahead and
have a good night, man. Feel better, all right?
Thank you. I'm trying, man. I'm trying. Hopefully, when I get back on, I won't be on tomorrow at all.
Yeah.
Hopefully, and then I probably won't be on Monday either. Probably be back on Tuesday. So, yeah. All right. Appreciate you, man.
All right, man. I'll talk to you soon, man.
All right. Peace. Yeah, Kevin Knox, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not sure, It's tough, man. I don't know that sending him to the G League is going to be the answer, honestly. I don't know if that's going to be the answer. Unless they really do have a lot of time to do one-on-one development, maybe he does need the G League for one-on-one development, to help him work on his defense, his footwork, his foot speed, those type of things. But he had 8 minutes tonight. 8 minutes. Because he does not play defense. Caller, you're on live with Nothing But Knicks. What's poppin'?
What's up, man?
I'm chilling, man. What's going on with you, bro?
Man, just finished watching the Knicks game. You know how it is. Take another L.
Yeah, man. Another L. I don't know. What's your takeaways from the game? I really don't have a lot of takeaways from the game. I don't know what you take away from it. We were garbage. We stunk. I don't know how much you take away from that,
Usual, but I think it has more to do with this game in particular. Has to do more with the roster construction because they got some bigs who can match our bigs, who can kill us with the rebounds. So they get us with those rebounds. That's our strength, and there's nothing else we can do really. Because if you take away our strength, then that's it for us, really.
Yeah, I mean, but you can come with energy to start the game. You know what I'm saying? You heard Clyde and those guys talking about it throughout the game. That the Knicks are having so many problems. Playing at home, being able to come out and play well at home, and all this kind of stuff. At some point, man, the Knicks have got to. You got to be able to put that stuff behind you and just say, I'm coming out the ball. You know what I'm saying? You can't. I mean, what's the excuse? Why can't they come? Why can't they play well at the Garden? What's up with it?
I think Clyde alluded to it, the bright lights. I think you just get out there and get nervous. I don't know, people just start losing the game plan. You start putting everything on their own shoulders. The fans just, trying to play as a team. Everybody trying to do it by themselves. So,
I mean, is it really? Is it Is it really the Knicks? The Knicks fans? Is it because the Knicks fans are so?
Definitely not the Knicks fans. That's an easy excuse. We will always be like this. Like, this is us. This is what we're known for. So to pin on the Knicks fans, that's too easy. It's up to the organization, the coaches, and the players to come out with that fire. The coach. So it's up to the coaches team to come out with that fire. It's up to the organization to come out and put the proper team out on the floor. So to come out with the Knicks and blame on the Knicks fan, this problem has been happening for too long. 20 years? Nah, it can't be us.
No, I agree with you. I agree with you. I'm just asking the question. since we have such a struggle at home. Fizdale said in the past that trying so hard to win for the city at home that, they panic and all this kind of stuff. I don't know if I buy it. I think that they're just not prepared.
Yeah,
really.
Yeah. But one thing I did notice,
I think they're just not prepared.
Is
man.
Sometimes I know it's easy to blame the coaching, but just in this game, we usually start more at the 3, but matching him against DeRozan was just a bad move. DeRozan was cooking him, just scoring points with the energy. He couldn't match up, and that's why we saw with that early. They started with that early lead, and after that, it was just over.
I mean, it was all of them. I mean, Morris wasn't the only person that DeRozan scored on. He scored on a few people. Rudy Gay scored on some people. LaMarcus Aldridge. Everybody was. It was getting.
True.
It was just scoring, man. It's just a lack of effort to me. What I saw in the first quarter was just a lack of effort. Lack of effort, lack of focus, lack of effort. We can blame it on whatever we want. They're NBA players, they're professionals, the coaches, they're NBA coaches, they're professionals. They got to do better than that. Hey, I appreciate the call, bro. Appreciate it.
Thank you, man. You too. Have a good day.
You. Have a good one, man. Yeah, the Knicks got to do better than that, man. You got to have a better. You can't have a lack of effort. You know what I'm saying? You can't have a lack of effort. It's just not acceptable. It's not acceptable. Caller, you're on live with Nothing But Knicks. What's popping?
What's popping, Uncle Sam? This is Davon. How you doing today?
I'm chilling, man.
Better.
Yeah, it's getting there slowly but surely. Slowly but
slowly,
surely.
You don't sound 100%, but you sound like you're getting a little closer.
Yeah, it's getting a little closer. I'm not getting a chance to just sit, just sleep all day.
Yeah, sit down and let it. Yeah.
Yeah, and just let
recover.
It get better and recover. I'm still on the go, doing this, doing that. Like I said, I just got back from a tournament. That was about 2 hours away. It went good. We went 1-1. You know what I'm saying? So the first game, so it was a tournament. There was only 4 teams in the tournament. All right. The first game, we had a 2-point lead at halftime. We started off down 10-2. We came back. We had a 2-point lead at halftime. I think the third quarter was kind of a coach's gaffe, right?
Okay.
It was a 2-point. We had a 2-point lead. They came out. They scored a couple of buckets. Right. They scored a couple of buckets. They went up by 3. We hit a 3, tied it up at 21. Now remember, this is girls varsity basketball, so it's not going to be high scoring. Okay. We tied it up at 21. Called a timeout. And a timeout, we switched to a 1-2-2. Right, because we wanted to try to change up the defense. We were playing man. So what we do is we play man. If they're taking the ball out under the basket, we switch to 2-3 automatically under the basket, because what happens a lot of times, especially in high school basketball, is under the basket, people run a lot of screens and do a lot of plays, and if you're running man, it's easy to get picked off. So we go 2-3 if they're taking the ball out under the basket. Yeah. And then, so we switched to a 1-2-2 instead of man. We drop it back in a 1-2-2, and we had the person that was on top pick it up 3/4 court. The first 4 or 5 possessions, it worked great. We made them turn the ball over, but we turned it over back, or we didn't score. Either way, right? We made them turn the ball over, but then they figured out a few things. They went on like an 8-0 run, and we went to we out of the third quarter. They had an 8-point lead. We fought back in the fourth quarter, but it just wasn't enough to pull out the game and win. So we ended up losing by 7. We lost the game by 7. And then we came out. Then we had a game today, so we was in a consolation game. Right, the winner of the game went to the championship game. We lost, so we went to the consolation game against the other team that lost. And we came out flat, down 7-0, but then we stormed right back, tied it up at 7. The game went back and forth. We were tied at 18 at the half. And then in the third quarter, we went full court, man-to-man press. So we have a few different presses. We can do 2-2-1. We go full court man press. We have, kind of a scheme where if we're in 2-2-1, if we make it, we're in 2-2-1. If we miss it, we're in man, right? So we're always switching the defense, right? So if we make it,
keep them off balance.
Yeah, if we make it, we're in 2-2-1 full court press, and we drop back to a 2-3. If we miss it, we're in man. So that because they're in transition, everybody's got to pick up. Right. And then, of course, if they take the ball out under the basket, we're in 2-3. So the defense is constantly switching up. We went full court man-to-man pressure, and we pressed them, made them turn the ball over a bunch of times, took a double-digit lead. They tried to come back in the fourth quarter. My daughter, she ended up fouling out the game. But one of our other players, she was able to man the point guard spot and bring us home. So we won that one. It was a good game.
Oh, that's excellent. That's good. Yeah. That's good. But that's great. One question, Tim. One question for you. How many jobs have you had in your lifetime?
How many jobs?
Yes.
That's a good question. I have to go back and think about that. I've had a few jobs.
About.
I'm going to say about 7 or 8.
7 or 8. Okay. Yeah. 7 or 8 jobs. And of those 7 or 8 jobs, how many, before you go into work, how many people are there to pump you up and get you ready and get you amped up for your shift or, your day?
0.
So how come the Knicks, how come none of our players just ever come to play, ever come to ready for work?
That's
we can say it's
man.
the coaching, but as a grown man, you got to pick up yourself up every day and come to work.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So how come these players who are making millions of dollars just seem to have a problem waking up and getting ready to come to work?
You know what? Maybe it's the millions of dollars and the guaranteed money.
Is that what it is, Tim? Because I don't know. I'm about to turn 30. I've had a few jobs in my lifetime, but nobody ever tells me, coaches me up or, motivates me to come to work, and to come to work and come ready.
I feel you. I feel you.
You feel me?
Because think about it. Think about this, right? And listen, I want the players to have guaranteed money. I'm cool with it. I don't have no problem with it.
Right.
I'm just saying, think about this. Let's say at your job, once you signed a 5-year contract at your job that you was going to make $200,000 a year, right? And no matter what happened, no matter if they fired you, if they sent you to another location, no matter what they did,
right.
You were going to get that $200,000 a year because it's guaranteed.
Correct. Guaranteed money.
How many people are going to be like, oh, I'm good. I don't have to work hard. It's going to be a lot of people that do that.
Well, if you're not gonna work, then just don't work. Like, I'd rather us to see us lose by 50, right, than keep coming with these fake comebacks that make that give us Knicks fans a little hope, or you know what I mean. I wish we would have lost this game by 30, just so we know this game was terrible because we only lost by 7. And if you from the outside looking in, you're like, oh, okay, we only lost by 7. That's cool. When we played horrible, we played horrible the whole game. Like basically everybody. Everybody. Some people did okay, but we basically played horrible the whole game. And I don't know. I just don't see like come to work, especially I don't know.
Yeah, I feel
come
you.
To work, come ready to play. Like you know what I mean, like. We've been playing so bad that we can't even blame Fizdale. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we can't just say it's Fizdale's fault because these guys don't come out and play. Like, you know what I mean? They're not playing hard enough to where we can say, like, oh, it's Fizdale. It's his system. It's what he's doing. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, they don't even come to play. So and then, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I feel you.
That's just how I'm feeling right now. Like, it's frustrating.
Let me real quick. I just want to respond to B-Baller for real. Hey, B-Baller for real, we're being a little bit facetious. Yes, I mean, we get it. They got millions on other teams too. You know what I'm saying? But I can guarantee you an overwhelming majority of players in the league, I don't want to say overwhelming majority, but a good number of players in the league, they get that guaranteed money. They chilling. You know what I'm saying? That's why. But that's why you see your best players rise, you know what I'm saying? Of course, you got hard workers that's going to stay hard because they care about their career. But you got some players that,
right.
you know, they know that their talent's going to get them over. They're still going to get contracts because they have talent. Their talent's going to get them over. You got the players that rise to the top because they got talent and they work hard too. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just being a little bit facetious about it. Of course, you know, a lot of guys work very hard. We get that.
Nah, of course.
A lot of guys work really hard. And yes, it probably is because Coach Fizdale, if Coach Fizdale is going to allow it, now we don't know what happens in practice or, you know, if there's anything. I mean, listen, here's one thing. I'll tell you what, I would get fired as an NBA coach. You know why?
Me too, because I would go off on all of these players.
Yo, I would. And I would straight up take a high school approach. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you want to get blown out by 30? Cool. We can do 30 suicides when we get in practice.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You want to have 21 turnovers? Yeah, like I mean, I don't do that with my players. I don't say we get blown out by 30, you do 30 suicides. I don't do that. I take the pieces of the game. Right?
There's a difference between getting blown out because, you know, the team is better than you, or, you know, it's just their night. You know what I mean?
Right.
Sometimes it's just a team's night. Like, if a team is shooting 52% from the field, you're going to have a hard time beating that team. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
on an
everyday
like,
game basis.
You know,
but when I can see that, it's because you're not playing hard. Like, you're not rotating on defense. You're not setting hard screens. You're not, you know what I mean? Like, you're not running after loose balls. That's you. That's the player.
Yeah,
that has nothing to do with coaching or anything. That's your own personal motive and motivation. Like,
yeah.
I don't know.
See, you know, what I do with my teams is, you know, we look at certain stats, right? Turnovers, rebounds, those are two big stats, deflections, loose balls, and stuff like that, right? And if another team beats us in loose balls, if they, or you know, if, let's say we have 10 loose balls that we got, but they had 11, then that'd be one suicide because they out, you know, they out hustled us. If we got beat on the boards, whatever number we get beat on the boards, we'll do that number of suicides or pyramids. Pyramids is something different than suicides. It's a little bit tougher than suicides. You know, so we do some things like that, right? So it's not just based on how much you lost by, but the things inside your game, you know, the components of the game.
Right, because you can't, we're not going to win them all, of course.
Yeah.
You know, you're not going to win them all.
If I was coaching in the NBA,
hard, you know what I mean? Like, you can always play hard.
If I was coaching in the NBA,
not half the game, not 3/4 of the game, you can play hard the whole game, especially when you're in the game. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Look, if I was coaching in the NBA,
we don't have that one player who, like, we don't even have that one player who looks like he's outworking the rest of our team. You know what I mean? Like, everybody just seems like lethargic all the time.
Yeah. Now, see, because the way the NBA is so political, I'd probably get fired because they'd be like, why are you running these guys on off days? They need their rest for the next day. Man, all of that, I'd be running them. I'd probably get fired. They'd probably protest. They'd probably go to Scott.
The young team that we have.
Yeah, they'd probably go to Scott Perry and say, get this guy up out of here. You know what I'm saying? Get him out of here. We don't like what he's doing. You know, he's doing his high school stuff. But, hey, my man, I appreciate the call, Devon.
Of course. Talk
Appreciate
to you next
call,
game or whenever, man.
Yeah.
Thank you. Have a nice
All
night.
right. Peace, man. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I think I will get fired because I take that kind of approach. You know what I'm saying? I would take that kind of approach. And I'd make these guys, you know, do some things that, yeah, I take that kind of approach. I'd probably get fired. Let me get to another call. Call you on live with nothing but Knicks. What's popping?
Hey, man, that's put me on.
Appreciate you.
You know, you bring up, you know, some good points, but I had a question. Because I called you 2 weeks ago. I was at that Knicks game on Veterans Day weekend against the Cavs, which looked very similar to tonight's game, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I spoke to you that evening, and I had asked you about Alonzo Tria. And since that, who I know he has his problem, he's had like 6 DMPs in a row. Why isn't he in the G League then? Like, I don't understand. You know, again, this is like Fizdale wanted him, was talking last fall about he won't be in the G League for long, brought him up. You know, I know his problems. I know he's a ball stopper. I know that sometimes he doesn't always defend. But what's he doing on the bench? I was sold as a fan. I think we all were sold as fans. But hey, we're going to have a youth movement, right? We're going to play youth kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you know, look, I want to win games. Don't get me wrong, but I'm getting blown up by 30, and the answer's Wayne Ellington. That's taking us where we need to go. So I'm just perplexed by what we're doing. And again, I don't know what Fizdale's thinking about. I don't know what his mindset is. If he's just annoyed because he was told he was going to be coaching, a number one. He's going to be coaching Porzingis and a big free agents, and that's not what he got. I don't know what's going on, but I'm just curious what you think about Tria not playing. And again, Knox got that today. Okay, if that's the issue, but I didn't see Dot play a lot. I don't know exactly what's going on. I want to hear what you think.
I think that I can't say exactly what's going on with Tria. I don't know what's happening. I don't know why. The only thing I can think of is that he's right now at the moment he prefers a shooting guard that's more like Damian Dotson and Wayne Ellington, the guys that can come off of screens, catch and shoot. I'm thinking that he's preferring that at the shooting guard spot for someone who's coming off the bench. That's the only thing that I can think of. I don't know any other reason. As far as him going to the G League.
You understand my point, like as a fan who thought that, hey, we're going to suffer here, but we're going to suffer with Knox and Tria and RJ.
Yeah, no, I get you.
Randall's here to give us some legitimacy. Mars is here to give us some legitimacy. You have to win some games. But, I mean, I'm just perplexed because the team comes out flat. Okay, that's the coach. I don't care what anybody tells me. That's the coach. And they've come out flat. Let's name them, Again, Cleveland a couple of weeks ago, Sacramento at home, the fourth quarter against Chicago last week. And they come out flat from the gate. That's the coach. They don't defend consistently. They're not organized defensively. That's the coach. So while we've had some good moments during the season, I don't want to take that away from Fizdale. I would be able to stomach it more as a fan and as a guy who goes to, I go to about 10 games a year and I watch every game. As a fan, I could stomach it if, hey, we're taking our lumps with these kids. We're seeing what we have and, we're going to do what these other clubs do. I just wanted your opinion about, like I said, Tria, because I don't understand, why a second-year player who's 23 years old is taking 6 DMPs where he could be at Westchester, at least with Iggy, at least getting some shots out, defending, doing whatever. Anyway, listen, thank you for taking my call. Have a very nice evening.
I appreciate you. And, I don't know, I know that, Trier, I actually think this is the last year of Trier's contract. It was just a 2-year contract when they signed him last year, I guess. I don't know. I just don't have the answers to that. I don't even, obviously I don't have the answer. I'm not even sure what my opinion is as to why and if he should be in the G League or not. I think that, Trier would probably go to the G League and average 30. I don't know how much it helps him either. I think he could go to the G League and really kill it in the G League because he's that much of a scorer, a guy that can, really score the basketball. But I feel you. I mean, we're 4-12. We play Brooklyn tomorrow night. And Brooklyn is playing well without Kyrie Irving. You know what I'm saying? We could be leaving out of there 4-13. For a 3-game stretch where I thought we could be 2-1 because San Antonio obviously was not playing well. Brooklyn, no Kyrie Irving. We figured we could probably go in there, play against the Nets and play well against the Nets and maybe pull out a win after we played San Antonio and Brooklyn the first 2 games of the season and almost won both games. Now we come back with this after they've lost 8 in a row. Obviously, they were desperate. They were more desperate than us. What can I say, man? Let me get to a call. Caller, you on live with Nothing But Knicks. What's popping?
Hello, Simeon.
Yeah.
It's said to say this is the worst last of the season, In the past, when losing to the Spurs, it meant something because they were an elite team. This is the worst Spurs team in a generation. That's why
It
this
is.
loss hurts so much. We should have hated this win. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah. I feel you. I feel you, man. The worst Spurs team in a generation. You got that right. And their defense is horrible. Offensively, they were 5th in the league offensively. Their defense is horrible. Who knows if they'll get their defense together or not. But
Yeah, that's how I feel about it. They're a terrible defensive team, and we didn't come out with the right effort from the start. I think our guys said that this was going to be an easy win because they lost, I think, 7 in a row?
they lost 8 in a
They
row
thought it
coming
was
into
going to
this
be,
game. They just
they
lost
thought it was
last
going to
night
be
to
easy.
Philadelphia.
And it's really frustrating. They slacked up and then they decided to try hard at the last minute, and they're going to lose that game. You can't just try hard with late in the third quarter and expect to turn it around. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Nah, I agree. And, one of the other callers, he said he wished that the Knicks would have lost this game by 30. And the reason why is because it puts an illusion out there that you actually played well. They lost the game by 7. It puts an illusion out there that you played well when they didn't really play well. You know what I mean? I'm sure San Antonio relaxed a little bit. And that's why the Knicks were able to, make a push to come back. But I don't know. I mean, I feel them. I kind of wish that they would have lost by 32 just so that they can get the message that, no, we didn't play well. Because they start to come back. They start to take from it. Oh, okay. Now we got our mojo back a little bit. We're doing this, we're doing it. And they really didn't. They stunk all night long.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. It's kind of like with my own daughter. I can tell when she's not trying hard. Like, so during homework in the last minute and then get a C, I get angry because I know she's smarter than that, but because she slacked off, she didn't get that A. I feel that the Knicks are just like that at times. You know what I mean? They're trying to get by barely so they don't get too much criticism.
Yep. I agree with you 100%, man. 100%. Agree with you 100%.
Just, obviously they have a game tomorrow, and I hope they play better, but you just don't know what to expect with this team anymore. I feel one thing that's always effort is defense. Defense is something you can give out of the day regardless of how talented you are, and this team doesn't do that all the time. You know what I mean?
Right. They don't do it all the time. I feel you, man. Hey, I appreciate the call. Thank you for calling in. And I doubt that I'm going to be on tomorrow night after the game because I'm going to be at a college visit with my daughter. So I'll probably catch you. I might jump on Monday night, and do a game preview or something like that. So I appreciate you, my man.
I appreciate it. Thank you for taking my call.
Thank you. No doubt. Ladies and gentlemen, give me a call, 516-405-2246. And I know there are people that are preparing to watch the fight or watching the fight. Not exactly sure if it started. Well, it should have started at 11:30. Clearly, I'm not watching the fight. I'm here talking about the Knicks. The Knicks just got blasted by the San Antonio Spurs. I should be watching Deontay Wilder. I'm talking about the Knicks. The hell am I thinking about? I don't know, man. I don't know what I'm thinking about. The Knicks stink. They stunk this game. It was terrible. Terrible. The only thing I can say is I'm hoping that they can carry over. They had 30 assists tonight. Maybe they can carry that over. You know what I'm saying? 30 assists tonight. Maybe they can carry that over until tomorrow's game against Brooklyn. They got to get up. Listen, you cannot get blown out at home by Brooklyn. You can't do it. Can't do it. Can't get blown out at home by Brooklyn. I don't want to get embarrassed by the Nets, man. We get embarrassed by the Nets. If we get blown out tomorrow night by Brooklyn, there's going to be some problems at the Garden. I'm trying to tell you right now, there's going to be some problems at the Garden. The fans will not be happy. Do it if you want to, New York Knicks. Do it if you want to. See what happens. You think you got booed before? Try it. See what happens. Let's talk about this Brooklyn Nets and New York Knicks game. Let's talk about it. The New York Knicks play the Brooklyn Nets tomorrow night at Madison Square Garden at 6 p.m., ladies and gentlemen, coming off of a terrible loss to the San Antonio Spurs. A terrible loss to the Spurs. Yeah, the Knicks pulled it close. They made it 111 to 104. They were down 28 points, though. They played terrible. They played bad. On the first night of a back-to-back. The San Antonio Spurs, by the way, they came into the Garden after suffering 8 losses in a row, the second night of a back-to-back. So now the Knicks, after getting blown, destroyed by the San Antonio Spurs, are going to play the Brooklyn Nets on the second night of a back-to-back. The Knicks are going to be on the second night of a back-to-back. Let's take a look at the matchup, ladies and gentlemen. Kyrie Irving is injured. He's out. He's got a shoulder injury. So he will not be at the game. This actually might make the Nets a better team, believe it or not. The Knicks are 4-12 on the season. Their starters, the projected starters for tomorrow, are going to be Frank Ntilikina, R.J. Barrett, Marcus Morris, Julius Randle, and Taj Gibson. Elfrid Payton is out with a right hamstring. Reggie Bullock out with a neck. The Brooklyn Nets, 7-8 on the season. Their projected starters are Spencer Dinwiddie, Garrett Temple, Joe Harris, Taurean Prince, Jared Allen. And Kyrie Irving is out with a shoulder. There are some people, I think Kendrick Perkins suspected that Kyrie Irving actually is faking his shoulder injury so that he doesn't have to go to Boston in their next game. I don't know about all that. Could be, could not be. I don't know. I don't know about all that. What I do know is that he's not going to be playing against the Knicks. And that may just benefit the Brooklyn Nets, believe it or not. It just may benefit the Brooklyn Nets, who are 3-1. The Nets are 3-1 since Kyrie went down with his injury. 3-1. Team comparison. As I said, the Knicks are 4-12. The Nets are 7-8. The Knicks are on a 2-game losing streak. The Nets are actually on a 2-game winning streak. The Knicks, they average 102.1 points per game. They give up 109 points per game. They shoot 42.8% from the field, 36.8% from three. They grab 45.8 rebounds. They're averaging 20.6 assists per game and 15.1 turnovers per game. Right now, the offensive rating is 103.2. That's good for 30th in the league, last in the league. So that's bad for 30th in the league, not good for 30th in the league. Or 30th in the league. Their defensive rating is 110.3. That's 19th in the league. The Brooklyn Nets, they average 113.7 points per game. Their opponents average 115.3. The Nets shoot 46.9% from the field, 34.1% from three. They grab 47.9 rebounds per game. They average 22.9 assists per game and 16.6 turnovers per game. Their offensive rating is 107.1. That's 17th in the league. Their defensive rating is 108.5. That's 18th in the league. That's what the Nets are doing right now. But remember, they're 3-1 in the last 4 games since Kyrie Irving has gone down. And why? They're 3-1, and a big part of that is because of Spencer Dinwiddie and what he's been doing the last 4 games. So my key matchup tonight is Frank Ntilikina and Spencer Dinwiddie. Because obviously Frank Ntilikina is our best defensive guard. We probably need to put him on Spencer Dinwiddie. Since Kyrie's gone down, Spencer Dinwiddie, he's averaged 23.8 points per game, 2.8 rebounds per game, 6.8 assists per game, 1.5 steals per game. He's shooting 45.2% from the field and 16.7% from three. That's Spencer Dinwiddie since Kyrie Irving has gone down. Of course, Frank Ntilikina has averaged 6.3 points per game, 2.4 rebounds, 3.5 assists, 1.7 steals. He's shooting 39.3% from the field and 33.3% from three. But that's not the reason why Frank Ntilikina is part of this key matchup. It's not his scoring. It's not his offense that we are concerned about. It's Frank Ntilikina's defense. right? We need his defense. You see, Frank Ntilikina had 6 steals tonight against the San Antonio Spurs. Okay, that's what it is. Frank Ntilikina, his confidence is growing and growing and growing and growing on the defensive end of the floor. It's growing on the offensive end too, but it's growing and growing and growing on the defensive end of the floor. We're going to need him. We're going to need him against Spencer Dinwiddie, okay? Because Spencer Dinwiddie is playing at an all-star level since Kyrie Irving's been out. How many questions is that going to raise in Brooklyn? I don't know. Might raise some. Because the Nets are playing better, 3-1 since Kyrie Irving's been gone. And I'm going to tell you what, the Nets were about 500 before Kyrie Irving got there last season. But you see what the Boston Celtics were. You see what the Celtics are now without Kyrie, and where the Nets are now, still basically the same after they were supposed to have made an upgrade. There's some questions to be asked. Excuse me. There's some questions to be asked and looked at there, with the Brooklyn Nets. But we're not here for the Nets. We're here for the Knicks. So, yeah, Frank Ntilikina, Spencer Dinwiddie, that's the matchup that I'm looking at. And Spencer Dinwiddie, he's balling out since Kyrie's been injured. Some of the keys to the game, ladies and gentlemen. Energy at the Garden. That's number one, man. We got to play with some energy at the Garden. We cannot continue to come to our home, our place of residence, and stink it up. Look how many games we've got blown out at home. It's just bad. Yeah, we beat Dallas. We beat Chicago. But we've been blowing out the Cavs, San Antonio, Sacramento, all teams below 500. Come on, man. Come on. Crazy. And play some damn defense. We talk about how the Knicks defense has looked better and all this stuff, but we still have these nights where we let guys just hang around that three-point line, knock it out. Quap, quap, quap. Spurs tonight, 52% for the three-point line. 52%. That's the next thing. Guard the damn three-point line. Don't let these guys get loose from the three-point line. Come on, man. Don't let them get loose. And look, I was lauding David Fizdale. I said, he's been good at making adjustments game to game when we played a team twice. Well, he didn't do that against San Antonio. Either he didn't do it or the Knicks, the players just didn't show up. They were just sleeping, walking in mud still. I don't know. It was terrible. Then, of course, we got to rebound the basketball, man. We're 27 rebounds today? 27? The hell? You got Bobby Portis. You got Julius Randle. You got Mitch Robinson. Todd Gibson. This guy's supposed to be able to rebound the ball, man. 27 rebounds. Really? I know. Spurs shot 53.3% from the field. That stops, that takes down some of your rebounds. Because the Spurs didn't have a lot either. They had 37, I think. But damn, 27? Come on, man. That's crazy. It's ridiculous. No reason for that at all. No reason for that. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's my little breakdown of the Nets and the Knicks tomorrow night, 6 p.m. I'm not going to be on tomorrow to do another game preview. Right? And I'm not going to be on tomorrow night to do a post game. I'm going to be away. We got a whole schedule lined up for my daughter's college visit, so there's some work to be done. But I will come on Monday night, late Monday night, maybe 10:30 or something like that, after basketball practice. See, my weekend is busy. We just had a tournament for my high school team. I'm just getting home a couple hours ago. Tomorrow morning, I'm riding to Pennsylvania. All right, Valley, right outside of Philly. Going right outside of Philly to a school out there. We're going to be there overnight. We're going to be doing, we're going to attend the college practice, talk to the coach. Monday, she's going to go to some classes. Then we're going to talk to admissions and, do all this kind of stuff. And then we're going to travel back. We got to get back in time because we got basketball practice here at 5:30. Then after basketball practice, I'm going to come home and I'll jump on. Busy, busy, busy time. It's always busy. All right? It's always busy, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm going to head up out of here. Told you this one was going to be a little bit short. I appreciate you guys for jumping on with me. Hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend. Enjoy the fight. Enjoy some football tomorrow. Relax. All that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Enjoy the Knicks game tomorrow. Hopefully the Knicks get a win. We can enjoy a win. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm getting out of here. I will catch you guys, Monday night. I'll catch you guys on Monday night, 10:30. As we, talk whatever happened with the Brooklyn Nets and whatever's going to happen with the following game. All right? So be peaceful. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. And I'm out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Peace.